And today I say hello to Chris Godenir, who is an old-time friend. When I say old-time, don't misunderstand that. He is a GM of the Peninsula All-Suite Hotel in Cape Town, and recently made waves in the social media where I picked it up. And you've done something quite innovative, Chris. You looked at your staffing situation. Well, first of all, hello. And secondly, the staffing situation. How did you manage this? What are you managing in answer to the current times that we're in?
Yeah, hi Nils. Lovely chatting to you, and just great to have the opportunity to share. You know, having known you for many years, you know me as an individual. I'm not going to stick my head in the sand and hope this thing goes away without doing anything. And my priority was that we needed to get through this and be ready to open and be prepared the moment we could. And to do that, I never really considered ever sort of shutting down or laying off our staff. So, you know, I came up with an initial business plan to carry the majority of my staff over the first 2 months of this lockdown period through a capital maintenance program, knowing full well that we'd get that finished by August. But then what was I going to do with all of those staff after August and the maintenance work had been done? And I thought, well, obviously, you know, now I've got all the staff and I've got infrastructure, I've got laundries, I've got people, I've got telephones, I've got people to answer, and so on. I can use that infrastructure to start an external business. So I sat down with the team and I said, look, we need to start businesses within a business. And I said, I've got 4 sort of options that we need to work with, and one of them is the laundry service. I've got a full-on in-house laundry, so we can do, you know, sort of big sheets, duvets, curtains, those type of things, because they're not operating. I don't have any guests at the moment, so let's make them work for us. It's winter in Cape Town. Nobody wants to sit with an apartment with their duvet hanging over the settee. So I'm sure there's lots of people that would actually love us to do that laundry service. So we thought of a concept of collect and drop off and charge a per kilo weight. We didn't want to get into the valet clothing type stuff. It was more, we've got big machines, we can do that. We've got the dryers, we can make that work. And that led me to think, well, you know, now I've got the housekeeping staff. Well, it's locked down, people are stuck, you know, maybe they don't have the number of employees, you know, but they need to get in. So, you know, just why don't I offer literally a cost cleaning service, you know, and I'm not looking to pay my customers that are externally. So we sort of pretty much have offered a cleaning service within 5 kilometers, where 2 ladies will go into somebody's apartment, or gentlemen, you know, sometimes we require them to do windows, so we use the houseman at the same time. And depending on the job, but for 3 hours, 2 people will go into your apartment, do a full clean, you know, as much as they can in that 3-hour period. And that only costs 350 Rand.
Which is about 15 euros or something like that.
Yeah, so it's minimal, but it's every bit of income that I get coming in, you know, literally is going to cover the expense. I'm not looking to make money, because quite honestly, I want to keep these people gainfully employed, so that when we can open for business again, you know, they're there, they're ready to go. You know, and quite honestly, with the housekeeping, it then went on and sort of said, well, you know, I've got 8 in my maintenance team. Why can't they go and do maintenance works as well? You know, living in the middle of a sort of a city, you know, we have a lot of people who live on their own, and sort of some of those of the fairer sex, you know, don't have the partner in life that wants to change the light bulb, fix the whatever. And I'm sure there's lots of people around that would love to have someone come in and actually fix their hinge on the kitchen door, or go through. So we said, we'll start up a handyman service as well. So then that was 3 little internal businesses that would keep my laundry going and my housekeeping staff gainfully employed, and then the maintenance team operating. Then we sort of thought, well, let's even apply, and this hasn't really even hit the social media yet, you know, what I do with my food and beverage staff. So
that would be my next question.
Yeah, because, you know, we started an NGO project, a non-governmental organization, the NPO, where we started to collect money, and we every Friday feed 200 people dinner in the Kulenburg sort of under freeway project. Now I have to employ chefs to do that. I have to buy the food to do that. So we raise the money and we expense those people against the actual criteria of that expense coming in. But that keeps 2 chefs employed. It also keeps the the actual sort of food cost turning over, so that while I've got my restaurant open for takeaways and seated dining now, even though it's without alcohol service, it reduces my wastage and sort of so on, and that I can charge some of those costs off to, the feeding projects. Over the youth week, we fed 50 kids at school every lunchtime. That actually they were, once again, it was R5 a child. We raised the money, but we bought the food and worked for it. So it kept 4 chefs employed over the period of lockdown while we were doing it. So now, we are allowed to open for dining, be it without alcohol. So we're keeping them employed. But how was I not going to keep them going? So, just before lockdown, I'd invested in a food truck. We were going to do pop-up dining and sort of so on and around, and private catering. Now we've wrapped that, and we're going to be taking, that out and taking food out of the hotel and serving our sort of feature restaurant in flea markets, going out centers, that kind of thing, and thus keeping those staff employed as well. So it worked with food and beverage. And then I thought, well, okay, what do people need most now is a place away from home where they can get out when they're working at home. What do I do when the housekeeper comes? What do I do during load shedding when the electricity goes off? I've got a generator which keeps the building going. I've got uncapped Wi-Fi operating in the hotel. So I also thought I could provide offices by the hour. So if you're living in and around the Sea Point area, maybe just like yourself, Nils, I don't know if you've got a generator at home, you need to do this Zoom call that you've scheduled, where are you going to come? And I'm saying for, 60 Rand for an hour and a half, you can come here, have total uncapped free Wi-Fi, you're safe, you're not going to get cut off. So what better peace of mind is that for you and your business to have? With that, we supply you a free coffee and sort of so on. Then if you want an office for the whole day, I can provide that for you at 600 Rand. You're going to then order from my restaurant, and I'm going to keep the chef involved. So it's really just being imaginative. So we set up 4 businesses within the business that actually, we're not charging them rent or infrastructure or whatever, but literally that income comes to carry the wage cost, and obviously, the basic costs of the food or the shampoo or the cleaning products that we actually have. So, we've costed it not to cover the fixed costs. They're there anyway. So all the variable expenses will be expensed to, the income. And as I said, I'm not setting this up to make money. If it becomes such a success, if it does become a success, so if it becomes a success later, we'll continue it. But and really, since the social media, I'm about to start employing some staff, not actually letting any go. So,
Chris, I think it's absolutely amazing, and I salute you for doing this, because a lot of people are so shell-shocked still in the current situation that they don't know what to do, and they wait for governmental implementations of certain things and whatever and waiting for the borders, provincial or otherwise, to open. And you grabbed the bull by the horns and said, let's make something happen. And I think that's it's amazing. And it also is, I think we will be as businesses or as managers, we will be judged by our staff, by our colleagues, by the action that we take now in a crisis that is unprecedented. It's not the usual seasonal drop and whatever, which kind of has helped us a little bit as well, and certainly in the Western Cape, that we are in a low season anyhow right now. But let's hope that we can open up, and let's hope that many people copy or take the lead from you to do that. I just want to have an idea of the acceptance from the staff. I mean, what was the reaction from the staff? Because sometimes, I've been in the business down here long enough, sometimes change is not necessarily the thing that is embraced quickly by staff. How did they react to your initiative?
Absolutely. I mean, I think the consultation and the discussion that went on prior, that nobody, could ever believe that we're operating in a normal world, the fact that there was the potential of maintaining their jobs was already just sort of saying there's going to be a level of flexibility of where it is that we wanted to go. But of course, we had to consider the safety as well. You know, we looked at all these processes. We made sure we've got the right PPE. You know, we went through that we've got the right protocols. So it wasn't just as simple as saying, right, well, hang on, I'm going to go and clean somebody's apartment. We had to make a small investment, but that we needed to do anyway for our staff within the hotel. So it wasn't an additional cost, but in order to maintain and stay open, I needed to do that.
Okay.
So, but it was consultation. And the staff loved it, you know. And in fact, when they went out on Saturday, they fell in love with the people that they went to clean with, and you know, they ended up each with R100 tip, and it was even better, you know. So you know, that just led for them, and there's sort of a queue of people that want to go and clean outside now. So there's been no resistance from any of the staff under this circumstance, and I think this is where the shift has been. You know, we're operating in a new norm. You know, we're allowed to, capable under the National Disaster Act, to do things that maybe we would not otherwise have been able to do. You know, there has been additional governmental funding, which has been a support. I know the UIF Tours funding has been debatable. Some people have battled to get it, others haven't. But it's definitely something that is coming through, and the government are committed, and definitely assisted us over the period. You know, those hotels that haven't done anything and are just looking at retrenchment, yes, they're getting a lot more resistance. You know, I think, you know, that you know, some of my colleagues are, you know, unfortunately are sitting with pickets outside their doors because they haven't, you know, consulted with the staff, they haven't shared with it. So I think transparency was everything. I involved them. I said, this is your business, it's not mine. We're not trying to make money out of it. These are businesses within a business, and they all came to the party and said, let's go, let's make it work.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Chris, again, I salute you. Time is running out, as it always is. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And thank you for what you're doing. For yourself, for your staff, for the industry, and let's hope that many people listen to this and replicate it, because again, this is a time where we need to pull together, and as I think it was Anita Mandirata who said, the next normal, not the new normal, but the next normal. Let's hope that the next normal will return to something what we used to remember from a few months ago. Chris Godenir, GM of Peninsula Hotel, thank you so much for your time, and look forward to seeing you very soon.
Okay, thanks, Nils.
Cheers, Chris. Thank you.
Bye.